soon, man. This is beautiful.
Success. What is success? Success look like different things for everybody. One thing I learned in my journey is that you got to define it to your ability of what you think success is. You know what I'm saying? Success comes with different types of territories. Different types of territories. You got to be very specific. Just like, Timmy Turner in The Odd Parents, right? Whenever he wished something, if he's not specific enough, he'd get something that he thought he wanted, and he'd be highly emotional into it. But when he got it, he didn't know what to come with it. See, let me explain something, man. So, what would it be? Like 2022, I was an entrepreneur, right? With me being an entrepreneur, everybody want to be an entrepreneur. Everybody want to own a business, right? But everybody don't have the mindset for it. Not only that, a lot of people aren't doing self-development for it, right? Not only that, a lot of people don't even have the right inner circle for it. So you born into a family that don't really even know nothing, right? So you don't know anything. So you're going off of what everyone else have to offer, or what they tell you, or what they're expressing into the Instagram, the reel, the 30 seconds, right? And you just like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then you do it, and then you just don't do it correctly. And now you realize that it's more to what it actually is. You see what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, I went from entrepreneurship to being a truck driver. And being a truck driver, I'm thinking about the money, but I'm also scared about my life. But when I became it, it made me realize much more about the trucking life, much more about life, right? Because the things that came with the trucking life, I didn't have in my mind because I was thinking about only X, Y, and Z. See what I'm saying? So when it comes down to success, right? You want to have the X detailed written down, right? So the X could be the present moment. The Y could be the future. You know what? The X could be the present moment. The Y could be the representation of why you want it. The Z could be the result. Let's make that be that. That sounds more better. All right? Now, with that being said, you have to become detailed. You have to have detail. So you have to go to a notebook. You get what I'm saying? See, people don't think that success comes with writing down. People don't think that, man. People think, oh, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to start this. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. And I'm going to just do it. You doing it for what? What you doing it for? Where the plan at? What's the why? What result do you want in the end? What do you want? If you don't know what you want, then you can't have a plethora of information or abundance or whatever you want to in this success you say. Right? So people leave gaps within things. Oh, I'm gonna be successful in this because I know I am. And I just know the next 2 years I'm gonna have this. But in between all of that time, what did you have in this little timeline here? Nothing. You just used yourself to keep doing something, right? Now let me further explain. See, when you write down a plan and you give yourself actionable steps, that's when you could put your mind to something and you could start doing it and taking action, meaning moving your body, right? So you write it down, it goes into the mind here, right? And then you write the actionable steps so it can go to the legs. You get what I'm saying? So now you can start making movement and progress. And then you can start checking off your list. See what I'm saying? See, success looks different for everybody, right? But people aren't unwinding what the successful tools in the toolbox you have to use, right? This toolbox is very simple. We've been using it since kindergarten. We've been using it since first grade, fifth grade, all the way to 12th grade if you graduated, into being a college student, right? It only enhances. But the thing is everybody is thinking about either money or a career and all these things, right? But we forget just the simple principles at the end of the day. The simple principles is what we need to utilize in order to succeed into the next steps of the next life we want to actually bring to life, right? So this is how I view things, right? I write it down, make the actionable steps, and I plant the seeds in my mind of me knowing this is what I want to become, right? So at this point, once you have all those actionable steps, you start to realize, okay, yes, this is present life, but guess what? We're working towards something bigger and better. See what I'm saying? So now, when it comes down to a person wanting to sit here and maybe talk to you about something, or they trying to throw you off the rail and trying to throw you off your journey, guess what? You go back to that notebook and you sit there and read it like, okay, this is what I'm focused on. See, this person trying to steer me this way, but let me have some discipline here. See, you start learning things within other things and knowing this, right? So you wrote this plan down because you know this is what you genuinely want. So you wrote down the actionable steps because you know this is what you genuinely want. You feel me? You know that. Now, you start to learn the things that you didn't know you was going to learn. You get what I'm saying here? I'm referencing from me truck driving and me learning these things that I didn't know what was going to come with. And then this is the same thing. You start learning things you didn't know it was going to come with. And it's going to help you develop better. See what I'm saying? You got to have the self-development every time, regardless. Rather you reading a book, rather you picking up a notebook, rather you learning from yourself, whatever it is, you have to build this development in order to become successful in what you want to actually become. You get what I'm saying? You have to become it. So you're going to form it, bro. Just think about this, bro. Think about this, all right? You have a form of matter that's just a liquid. That's all it is. It's just a liquid. And then you start to build on it. You start to give it more energy. You start to give it more time. You start to actually give it more attention. That liquid eventually starts to slowly turn into a solid. See what I'm saying? So it became liquid at first, but then it became an ice cube. Now, once it grows from the ice cube, so it don't melt, you make it into a lava rock, so it becomes more solid. And you got to keep growing on it. See what I'm saying? The more you work towards your actionable steps, the more you're not only going towards your goals, but you're also going towards a better you. You're developing a better you. And you're becoming successful in that aspect. Now, to even up this, you got to start to visualize. See what I'm saying? As you going through this, and you know what you want to become, you got to start to see yourself as that. Like, oh man, I'm going to this right now. I know I'm going to be big. And I'm just excited. Like, you know, when I get there, I want to make sure I feed the homeless people. I want to make sure I actually donate to the most, charities. And I want to donate to this community. I want to be this. I want to meet this person. You know what I'm saying? You got to start giving yourself this wonderful energy, because you're building something that's becoming more and more solid. And it's not only coming from within yourself, but it's gonna start reflecting outside of you. You know what I'm saying? So now you know where you're going. I'm about to end this on 10 minutes. Listen, this Will Brown mine, baby. This day 2 of that motherfucker, man. Day 2 of that motherfucker.
I am a millionaire. $1 million. $1 million. Success. I deserve great wealth. See, stuff like this you gotta be doing, man. If you really want it. If you really want it. You gotta be watching stuff like this too, you know? You gotta see it. Cause you gotta know you're achieving it. If it ain't nothing around you showing up, if it ain't nothing around you telling that, if it ain't nothing around you preaching that, you gotta go find it. You gotta go do it. You gotta go put it in your head. You gotta go implement that. You know what I mean? That's the strat. It's the strategy. I was around people that was eating pork. I was around people that was eating, chicken. Things that was causing them mucus. Guess what? I became vegan. Guess what? They laughed at me. Guess what? They said, why you doing this? Guess what? They said, why you doing that? I kept doing it anyway. Felt better than them. Guess what? It's my parents. Shouts out to them though. I love them. Because they adjusted over time. Now they taking vitamins. Now they know what sea moss is. Now they know what burdock root is. Now they know what oil of oregano is. Now they know that a lot of this stuff can change their life. It can kill disease. You feel me? That's what it's about. This shit you don't see. This is what it's about. This is what success look like to me on my own time. Me knowing I'm wealthy, me knowing I'm rich, me knowing I can get the riches, me knowing I can eat healthy, me knowing I can inspire people. Soon, man. This is beautiful.